Hi, fourth graders, it's Heckman here, and today we're going to be looking at patterns and how to predict where patterns are going to go in the future, and also noticing anything in the pattern that can help us predict those futures. So we're going to take a look at a pattern, but before that, you might ask yourself, what even is a pattern? So a pattern is a repeated shape or repeated number that follows a certain rule. So let's take a look at a pattern and see if we can determine what's happening to it and find out that rule. So I'm going to go ahead and present my entire screen to you, and we're going to take a look at a pattern right here. This pattern says it starts at 17 and it continues below. So we have a set of numbers here, and they're a pattern, so they're following a certain rule. That word pattern lets us know we're following a rule. So let's look and see if we can determine what that rule is. One thing that helps me is to start to put numbers down below to say where it is in the pattern. So number 1 is 17, 2 is 32, 3 is 47, 4 is 62, 5 is 77, and the sixth part in the pattern is 92. Just saying those out loud made me see a pattern. See if you notice it. I noticed a pattern in the ones place. The 1 has a 7 in the ones place, then a 2, then a 7, then a 2, then a 7, then a 2. I bet we could predict the next ones place that's going to happen. I would guess that there will be a 7 there. It seems to go 7, 2, 7, 2, 7, 2. So that's a part of the pattern that we're seeing. That's not the rule because it's not going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. So I don't see a pattern in the tens place, but in the ones place, there is a pattern. So that's something I can notice about a pattern that can help me. So let's type it up. So in the ones place, we see 7 and then 2, 7 and then 2. So we're seeing that over and over and over again. That could help us make a prediction in the future, because I'm noticing that the odd numbers 1, 3, 5 all have 7 in them, and the even numbers 2, 4, and 6 all have 2s. So if I asked you what the 99th set of numbers was going to be way over here and what it would end in, since it's an odd number, all the odd numbers are ending in 7. So we could say that it's going to be a 7 at the end of that number, which is pretty amazing because we don't have to skip count to get to that 99th place. We can know that the 6th place is a 2, the 7th place is going to end in a 7, and so the 99th place is odd. It's going to also end in a 7. So that's one cool thing about patterns. I can also take a look at this and say, well, this one is an odd number, this one's an even number, this one's an odd number, even, odd, even. And when you say that, you can hear the pattern. It's going odd, even, odd, even. So I'm going to add that to my list of things that I'm noticing here. It's repeating that pattern over and over again. So the first number is odd. The second number is even, the third number is odd. Again, if we wanted to go out to a really large number, like the 72nd number in the pattern, we could say, well, it's an even number, so it's going to be an even number ending in 2. It's going to end in 2 as well, so it'll be even. So we can say that the 72nd number in the pattern, even without counting up to that number, is going to be an even number. So it's another fun way to predict what the future is going to hold in this pattern. And that's one of the cool things about a pattern, is because they follow rules, we can predict what they'll be way up the line. Okay, let's do one more thing. We've noticed two parts of the pattern. One is that it follows an odd, even pattern, and one is that it follows a 7, 2, 7, 2 in the ones place. The other thing we can do is decide, okay, what the heck in the world is the rule? Because just saying 7, 2, 7, 2 doesn't help me know what goes in the tens place. So what rule is this following? And one of the easiest ways for me to do that is to think about, what are we counting up by? So I'm just going to put an arrow, and I'm going to think, how much larger is this number getting? I can see that there's 15 more. So maybe it goes 15 more, and then 30 more, and then 45 more, and each time it's multiplying by 15. Let's see. Here, I can see I'm going from 32 to 47. Well, that's another 15 change. I might be seeing a pattern, plus 15, plus 15. Let's do it again. 47 plus 15 would be 62. So we're seeing plus 15 again. I think I know what their rule is. They're starting at 17, and I'm betting that they're going to keep adding 15. Let's check it again. 62 plus 15 is going to be 77. So we just found the rule for the number. I feel very confident that it is plus 15 each time. So each time this number is being added onto by 15. And so that can also help us predict way down the line. So I'm going to pick a number that's way down the line and think about, can I decide what it is? Instead of the 6th number, let's look at the 15th number. But I don't want to skip count by 15s because you know me, I love to be lazy. I don't want to work that hard. There is a way to use this rule so that I don't have to. I don't have to skip count by 15s anymore. I can use a rule and multiplication to decide what to go on. So we started at 17, so we already had 1, but we want to do 15 14 more times to get up to 15. So I'm going to go ahead and do 15 times 14. We're going to do it 14 times. I can use a calculator if I want to, because we're not checking the math right now. We're not practicing multiplication. We're just checking to see, can we predict the pattern? So I'm going to go ahead and use my calculator on my phone right now, and we're going to do it that way. So if I do 14 times 15, that's going to be 210. So we've got 210 would be 15 14 times. We want to get to the 15th set in the pattern, and we started with 17. So now all I have to do is add that 17 to 210, and I'll have the full amount. If you add this up, you can do it in your head because there's no regrouping. It's going to be 227. So we can say confidently that the 15th number in the pattern is 227. And we didn't need to skip count. We can use multiplication when we're repeatedly adding a number like 15, 15, 15. We can also identify some other parts of the pattern and notice patterns that we see within that. And the third thing you learn to do is identify the rule. We said that the rule is adding 15 each time. Whew. That's a lot of skills to have with patterns. I hope that you get lots of practice with recognizing patterns and predicting their futures, like here with the 15th pattern being 227. And I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.